Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates and notifications.
Hello everyone, I am here to welcome you to Sleuth Crime Stories. On the evening of Christmas in the year 2000, a 16-year-old girl and her friend went shopping at a downtown mall to buy Christmas gifts. After they finished, they said their goodbyes and went home separately. What no one expected was that the 16-year-old girl would never make it back home. This case became one of the most extensive and manpower-intensive investigations in the history of the location where it occurred. It is known as the second male murder case in the UK. The story unfolds in the city of Leeds, which is situated in the geographical centre of England. Leeds is the capital of West Yorkshire, and the Greater Leeds area is the second largest economic hub in the UK, second only to the capital, London. It's a prosperous and livable city. The protagonist of this story is named Leanne, born in Leeds in September 1984. Liam's father's name is Michael, and her mother is Sharon. Leanne's parents divorced when she was young. However, Leanne is an optimistic and strong-willed young girl. She excelled in her studies and attended West Leeds High School. Not only was Leanne cheerful, but she was also very confident, and she was popular among her schoolmates, making many friends. However, this sunny and confident girl, Leanne, found herself engulfed in a disaster on the eve of Christmas one year. What exactly happened on that day? Let's rewind to November 26, 2000. On that day, a Sunday, Leanne didn't have classes. Christmas was just a month away. 16-year-old Leanne met her good friend, 15-year-old Sarah, to go Christmas gift shopping together at the malls in Leeds City Centre. The two of them spent a joyous time weaving through the various malls in the Leeds City area that day. After finishing their shopping, Leanne and Sarah boarded a bus to head home. Both Leanne and Sarah lived in Bramley, located to the northwest of the Leeds City district. In due course, the bus arrived at the Bramley station. They alighted at this stop at around 4:50 p.m. After getting off, Leanne and Sarah walked for a while, then reached home. There, they bid each other farewell and proceeded towards their respective homes. Leanne took a dimly lit path that led her into a small wooded area. Leanne only needed to walk through the small grove to get home. Sarah's home was also not far away. After getting home, Sarah immediately called Leanne to ask if she had arrived safely. Leanne's mother, Sharon, answered the phone. Sarah asked Sharon if Leanne had made it home. Sharon replied that she hadn't seen Leanne yet. This surprised Sarah since the distance from where the two had parted ways to their respective homes wasn't far. Sarah felt that if she was already home, then Leanne should be too. Upon hearing that Sarah was already home, Sharon also began to worry. However, because the journey home wasn't very long, Sharon thought that Leanne might have run into some friends on the way, or stopped somewhere nearby to play, which is why she hadn't returned home yet, so she waited a while longer. By this time, it was already 5:20 p.m. Now, half an hour had passed since Leanne and Sarah had separated, and Leanne still hadn't come home. Usually, if Leanne ran into friends on the way home or decided to go somewhere else, she would call home to inform her family, to prevent them from worrying. Concern mounted for Sharon when repeated calls to Leanne's phone were mysteriously cut off, escalating fears when her daughter failed to return home. At 7:30 p.m., with darkness setting in and Leanne still unaccounted for, Sharon contacted the police, troubled by the possibility of an accident. The authorities reacted with urgency, arriving at Sharon's doorstep and promptly commencing an investigation. Based on Sharon's report, they targeted their search from the small town of Howth, following the route through the remote and dense Howthley Gill woodland, a place not commonly frequented by locals. The police recognized the gravity of a child missing in such terrain and proceeded with the intent to scour the area, suspecting it as the most likely location for any misfortune that may have befallen Leanne. That evening, the police mobilized over 200 officers and volunteers to meticulously search every inch of the land in Howthley Gill, trying to find Leanne or any traces she might have left behind. Unfortunately, they did not find any useful clues. On November 27th, the second day after Leanne's disappearance, the police tracked her mobile phone. That day, Leanne's phone had been briefly switched on for a while, and then it was turned off and never used again. The police sent text messages to Leanne's mobile phone, but did not receive any replies. Next, the investigators conducted a door-to-door search along the route Leanne might have taken home. They searched around 800 houses and garages, as well as the area within 800 meters of the small grove of Hoofleach Gill. However, investigators did not obtain search warrants for the residences at Exit 12 and conducted searches. At the same time, another group of individuals conducted a search of the trash near Holy Gill, with helicopters and police dogs joining the search team. Nevertheless, they still did not find anything. However, the efforts of the police have never ceased. They have collected the DNA of 140 men. West Yorkshire Police, the UK Water Authority, British Traffic Police, the National Search Centre, and other organisations have spared no effort in the search for Leanne. However, his whereabouts remain unknown. On the one hand, no bodies have been found in residences, forests, underwater, or in the trash. This is a good thing for everyone, proving that Leanne is very likely still alive. On the other hand, as time passes, the hope of finding Leanne becomes more and more faint. On December 3rd, at this time, a week had passed since Leanne's disappearance, and the people of Leeds extended their helping hands. A local businessman personally offered a reward of $10,000, hoping that someone with information could provide relevant clues. With more and more media coverage, the case of the missing Leeds girl, Leanne, spread throughout the UK. Citizens from Doncaster, located 52 kilometers from Leeds, and from Heckmondwike, 126 kilometers away, reported to the police that they had seen someone resembling Leanne in their localities. Subsequently, the police tracked these guides, but they were unable to confirm if the individuals spotted were indeed Leanne. Michael and Sharon, Leanne's parents, who initiated the case, gave interviews to the media. They openly expressed gratitude for the support and assistance from the public. They stated that the family has never given up the search and continues to hope for Leanne's safe return. On December 4th, the 9th day since Leanne's disappearance, a witness reported to the police that on October 26th, the same day Leanne went missing, around 5 p.m., they saw a man near Orlith Kirklees. The man was walking a dog, approximately 173 centimeters tall, with a chubby build, a round face, a slightly reddish complexion, and possibly some scars. On that day, he was wearing a black wool hat, a waterproof jacket, and jeans that were somewhat loose. With the assistance of this witness, the police created a composite facial image of the man and released it publicly, hoping someone could identify him. The scale of this case investigation is gradually expanding. The police have examined approximately 1,750 buildings, 32 drainage wells, and 3.2 kilometers of drainage pipes. This case has become the largest search operation in the history of West Yorkshire. Unfortunately, due to a lack of crucial clues, the case has come to a standstill, and its resolution remains elusive. Fast forward to August 20, 2001, 9 months after Leanne's disappearance, the police received a distress call. The caller identified himself as Mark Bisson and reported seeing a rapid object near Lindley Wood while walking his dog in the Otley area. The shape appeared to resemble a person. Bisson, frightened, was concerned it might be a discarded body and promptly reported it to the police. Lindley Wood is located at the border of North Yorkshire and West Yorkshire. Upon receiving the report, the police immediately went to Lindley Wood to investigate. They opened the wrapped object described by the caller, confirming it was a lifeless body wrapped in a floral patterned cover. The person had a black plastic bag over their head, a leather collar around their neck, and was wearing a scarf. The body of the missing person, Leanne, was discovered wrapped in 9 green plastic bags, secured with hemp rope and yellow zip ties around the neck and hands. Forensic examination identified the cause of death as asphyxiation. The well-preserved state of the body led experts to believe Leanne was placed in a refrigerated room after the murder. Leanne's body, tied with unique hemp rope produced in Dewsbury, was found several weeks after being discarded in Lindley Wood. Her hair was still tied, and the distinctive rope used for binding is only produced in small batches by a Dewsbury-based company. Additionally, a small amount of red nylon carpet fiber was found on the clothes on the road. This type of fiber has a distinctive dyeing method, making it easily distinguishable from ordinary carpets. In addition, forensic experts found a human hair knotted behind Leanne's scarf. Upon practical examination, it was determined that the hair did not belong to Leanne but to a male. Consequently, this hair is likely left by the perpetrator. Can the police identify the culprit through a single hair? On the same day the forensic conclusion was reached, the police officially announced the escalation of Leanne's missing person case to a murder investigation. They established the codename Operation Needle to address this case and publicly disclose details such as the location where the perpetrator disposed of the body. The police urged anyone who witnessed suspicious individuals near Lindley Wood recently, or encountered individuals frequenting Lindley Wood to contact them immediately. The police received numerous tips from the public, leading to the collection of DNA samples from approximately 200 individuals. Among them, one suspect has come under investigation. In the investigation, a notable suspect is John Taylor. The police found that the yellow zip ties on Leanne were made by an Italian company, mostly sold to the Royal Mail in the UK, where John Taylor works as a courier. This raised questions about coincidence. DNA testing revealed that Taylor's DNA matched that found on Leanne's body. To gather more evidence, the police interviewed Taylor's past girlfriends, who disclosed he had taken them to the woods near Holliford, where Leanne disappeared. Taylor's peculiar habits also seemed linked to the crime scene evidence. On October 16, 2001, almost 2 months after finding Leanne's body, the police arrested Taylor, securing his residence and surrounding land. Investigators found 3 large refrigerators in Taylor's home, along with identical hemp rope, yellow zip ties, and green plastic bags found with the victim's body. However, all the carpets in the house were missing, with Taylor claiming to have burned them. Eventually, the police discovered remnants of carpet fibers on a nail on the floor. Testing confirmed their match with carpet fibers found on Leanne's clothing. Pollen experts analyzed samples from Taylor's garden, matching a unique type of pollen found in Leanne's nasal passages, skin, and hair. This suggests that Leanne may have been in Taylor's garden before her death. Faced with the evidence, Taylor admitted to kidnapping Leanne. He confessed that, on the day Leanne went missing, he impulsively grabbed her in Hove while walking with Jill. Taylor stated that, at that moment, he restrained Leanne's hands behind her back with the dog leash he was holding and covered Leanne's head with his jacket, forcing him to follow. They went to a house on Kirkcaldy Crescent and took Leanne into Taylor's room. Leanne struggled on the bed, accidentally falling and hitting her head. Taylor claimed he panicked, used a scarf around Leanne's neck, and unintentionally strangled her. Fearing the consequences, he quickly wrapped Leanne's body and left it in Lindley Wood, insisting her death was accidental. When asked why he kidnapped Leanne, Taylor said, "I don't know." Police doubted his story, thinking he planned to restrain Leanne. They believed that during her struggle, the jacket covering her head fell, and when she saw Taylor's face, he decided to kill her to eliminate a witness. Taylor used the scarf to strangle Leanne until she suffocated. Police found flaws in Taylor's explanation of hiding the body in Lindley Wood due to panic. According to the information held by the police, Leanne was kept in a refrigerator for a long period before being abandoned in Lindley Wood. Taylor's claim of hiding her body in Lindley Wood on the same day contradicts the evidence. On February 15, 2002, over a year after Leanne's murder, a trial took place at Leeds Crown Court. Taylor admitted to kidnapping Leanne in court, leading to a hearing. Taylor was remanded in custody, awaiting the next trial. On July 8, 2002, 5 months after the initial trial, Taylor confessed in court to killing Leanne. The court found John Taylor guilty of murder and sentenced him to life imprisonment. Detective Inspector Gregg, in charge of the case, stated, "We don't believe this is a crime of impulse. We think this murder was planned, and the method he used was carefully thought out. We cannot rule out the possibility that he may have harmed others." Due to Taylor's professional approach, resembling that of a repeat offender, the police decided to reopen unsolved sexual assault cases near Hoveley for further investigation. After relentless efforts by the police, they discovered that the characteristics of the perpetrators in 2 cases matched Taylor's. On October 18, 1988, a 32-year-old woman was attacked by a masked man wielding a knife near the Hove interchange as she was about to pick up her child from school. The man forced her to engage in a sexual act. On March 1, 1989, a 21-year-old woman was forcibly entered by a masked man with a knife who compelled her to engage in a sexual act. Evidence from both cases was preserved. Through DNA analysis, the police confirmed that Taylor was the perpetrator in both cases. On February 4, 2003, under the weight of evidence, Taylor admitted in court that he was responsible for those two long-standing cases. Subsequently, the West Yorkshire Police reopened over a dozen old cases, with 5 murder cases appearing to be linked to Taylor. John Taylor was once again sentenced to life imprisonment and banned from driving. He will spend his life in prison. On September 28, 2001, Leanne's family held a funeral for her, which should have been her birthday. However, her age remains forever at 16. One must not be without a guarded heart. When women are alone outside, please be sure to strengthen precautions, because danger often arises unexpectedly.
Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates and notifications.